Has Category 5 Melissa missed Jamaica? Hardly. I'm meteorologist Todd Gross, and at first glance, with the westward motion, you'd think that it just drifted right by Jamaica and had no chance of hitting the island, but that's just not the case. You see, the jet stream over the eastern United States is dipping down today and is going to pick up the storm and shove it northeastward, just like when we get coastal storms in the eastern United States. It's going to follow that path. But I want to point out that at 2 o'clock in the morning tonight, the storm is going to be southwest of the island by about 50 miles. And then it's going to move in the western side of Jamaica, which is the change in track that we talked about late last night. And that continues then to move across the island and then pass off the north coast later in the afternoon tomorrow. That's pretty slow. But the big news here, of course, is that it's moving in from the south to the north, or southwest to northeast. And with the circulation around the storm being counterclockwise, that means the winds will be coming up into the eastern part of the island and central part of the island in a way that Jamaica actually has never seen before, not even with Gilbert. So, to be clear, the storm is likely to make landfall in St. Elizabeth Parish. And that's going to happen approximately 8 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning. It's then going to travel northeastward and exit in St. Anne Parish. And all the areas just east of there by about 30 miles. That includes Manchester, Clarendon, and even a little part of St. Catherine, the northwest clip part of St. Catherine, and right in through there, through St. Anne and even St. Mary. Those areas are likely to bear the brunt of the storm. Now, there's very little wiggle room left. Should this just be, let's say, 5 miles or 3 miles farther to the west, then we're going to have a bigger problem up in Montego Bay. But right now, Negril looks like it's going to get the weakest part of the storm. Montego Bay getting a hurricane, but barely. But everywhere else east of that is going to get the full brunt of the storm. Now, this is slightly good news for Kingston. Slightly good news, because the winds will be coming out of the west-southwest when the closest pass to Kingston is, and that's going to bring the water right in with a huge storm surge, which could be anywhere from, let's say, 5 to 9 feet there and 9 to 13 feet over around Clarendon. So that's the storm surge of the ocean coming in. But it's really not that great, because even though it'll be farther from the storm, which is the good news for Kingston, the problem is the wind direction is going to be really bad, because it's going to be coming in off the water. You don't have the mountains to protect you or the land to protect you in terms of the wind direction. It'll be coming right in from the water. So it's a sort of good news, bad news situation for Kingston and points east. There's also another slight bit of good news. The rainfall estimate is down a little bit on the east tip of the island, the mountains, which go up to 7,000 feet high. That was going to be at 40 inches max. Now we're looking at a basic 30-inch max for a good chunk of the island. Basically, most of the island gets up to 30 inches of rain. Now, that's a really huge amount of rain. Think about that. If that was snow, that would be 300 inches of snow, or what, 20 feet? I mean, this is an enormous amount of rain. So when I say this is slightly good news, I mean really slightly good news. And it's also bad because now it's spread over a larger part of the island. All right, so previously it looked like the rain was going to be the east half of the island in terms of the flooding potential. Now it looks like most of the island is involved. And remember, these mountains go to 2,000 to 3,000 feet right here in the central part of Jamaica as well, and will be kind of wringing out the moisture with that 30-inch amount right there in the central part. So that's not going to be, a picnic. That's going to be really tough, with numerous landslides, which are going to affect so many homes, and so many people will be misplaced. Make sure that you seek shelter if you haven't already. Go to an official shelter or somebody that lives high up, away from where this water may flow down. Now, this may be the last time that I get to speak with you before you lose power and cell phone service. So I want to just know that our hearts go out to you, and we wish you the very best. We're all praying for you, and we really want you to be safe. So listen to all of the emergency preparedness agencies, because they're giving you guidance as to what you should be doing. They know what's best, and you should really be following all those instructions. You should remain in your shelter as the storm is about to move in, becoming really bad tonight And by midnight, it's really going to kick in right in through here. And then by tomorrow morning, the entire island is going to be enveloped by this thing. I'm meteorologist Todd Gross. Please be safe.